Hi, soul family. Welcome to StarSeed Continuum. And we're going to do the our collective for our platform. We're going to actually pull in the code for March. So I'm going to have anybody that wants to pick a card. I would like you to just unmute yourself, and you'll be the next. We've got how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can do a deep dive reading for the month of March because we've got enough people on here. So because we need 12 cards, we're gonna pick the first card, which is the code for each position, and then we're gonna do a reflection card to further explain. Okay, so who wants to pick the first card? This one, I'm going to kind of explain what each position is. This first position is all about where we're at right now, where you are, where is your frequency? And so who would like to pick the first card? Just raise your hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my hands over the cards, and then when you feel it light up or feel it, the vibration shift, just say now, and I'll go down under my card. Yes, Gabriella. You want to be the first? Okay, you just unmute yourself. Okay, this is the first card. This is the reflection card of this is where we're at right now in consciousness. So I'm running my hands over the card. You tell me when.
Now.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. I picked 2 cards up. Guess what they are? 11 and 33. Those are the first 2 cards out of the bat. So we're starting this reading off with a bang. So
Kathy, I knew those were your numbers. I thought they're 11 and 33. What a hoot.
Yeah, that is amazing, but it's exactly what the divine wanted us to do.
That's so fun.
If I can also just add, earlier today you logged on, it was 11:33, so there's that triple reflection.
Wow.
My time.
We are.
Wow. So who wants to do the second card? This is the reflection card of what we're reflecting. Who wants to be the one to pick this one? Just kind of raise your hand and we'll. Okay, Sarita. Okay, I'm running I've got 2 rows of cards. I mean, you can. Oh, I just put myself off.
Now.
Okay, I got it. There, that's it. And what we got is the 19. And once we get all the cards picked and on the platform, what we're going to do is I'm going to put myself on. I'm going to put my my iPad down so we can see the spread, and then we'll kind of go through it. Okay, who wants to do the reflection card? It was the 18, so who wants to do the reflection card? Okay, Yvonne, you just tell me. I'm just running my hands over both rows, and you just tell me when.
Now.
Okay, now I've got one first row and second row. Which one do you want?
Oh, second row.
Second row, got it. That's the one. And the card that we chose to go to reflect on that 18, which is a 9, is the 15. I look at this one as changing the DNA at a cellular level. And so that's the card. Now, the next card we're going to choose is the, what does the divine want us to know? My little deal's not staying up here. Okay. Take me out of it. So who wants to do the what the divine wants us to know?
I'll do it.
Okay, Leanne, I'm going to run my hands over the cards and you tell me when or now.
Now,
The card that we got is the 26. This is that beautiful vortex that brings in all the divine is just saying, bring it up a notch. Here we are. That 26, which is the 8, which is bringing that into just this beautiful place of particles of possibility, moving right up there to where manifestation. Okay. The second card, who wants to do the reflection card of the 26? How about Jennifer Thompson? Okay, running my hand over, you tell me now.
Now.
Oh, that one just jumped right up on, magnetized to my hand. And this card is the 12. The 12 is it breaks down into a 3, but if you look at it and it's reflecting on the 26, which is the 8, this is bringing us into all 4 directions. Your manifestation can come from anywhere. It's like, don't limit it, just allow it to just drop in. Okay, the next position is, this is your collaboration with the divine. And it, let's see, hold on a second. My little stand keeps wanting to fall forward into my face. Okay, so this one is your collaboration with the divine. So I want to know if Victoria will pick the first card.
Okay.
Okay, I'm running my hands over the evolution journey cards, and I want you just to say now, and we'll pick the card up under my hand.
Now.
This is the 7, which is the first card. The 7 is a very powerful card because it's all about you coming into your highest. And that's what we've been asked to do with the We Rise movement, is to come into that beautiful expression that you have. So, okay, so it's just, that's what the divine is working with you. So now we're going into the reflection of the 7. Gabriella, you want to choose?
Sure. Okay.
This is the reflection on the collaboration with the divine.
Now. So exciting.
And of course, it's us rising into that teacher mode, into the 6, which is soul family. What I'm seeing with these 2 cards is just before I lose it, I want to say it. It has to do with moving up as way showers into into that divine family, soul family, and we're in this together. And anytime we need help with this, all we have to do is reach out to each other, because you're going to be supported totally. Okay, now here comes my favorite position. This one's particles of possibility. So what I want to do is, Trish, would you like to pick the first card? I'm
Okay.
running my hands over. You tell me when or now.
Now.
And we have the 16, which is, this is the 7. We just had the 7 in how we're working with the divine. Now we have the embodiment level of the 7. So it's like, it's almost like once you tap into that frequency, it just explodes out of you. You can't do it wrong. And it's just about your expression. Then we have the reflection of this particular position, and this is the particles of possibility. So, Anne, do you want to pick this one? Oh, unmute yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, sorry.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm right there on the front.
Now.
Okay. And you picked in reflection to that 16, you got the 27, which this card always tells me that we're going at the speed of light, that we're right there. And it's just, you can almost look at this as the universe, and it's just spreading out into the quantum. So, and then we got two more cards, and this is what your new frequency pattern will become. So Joshua, you want to pick this one with the new frequency pattern?
Where?
I'm running my hands. You just say now and I'll go under my hand.
No.
We have the 31, and this 31 is about the foundation. This is creating a new foundation in a stronger, beautiful container.
Thank you.
Okay, now we got Aaron, do you want to pick the last card? Okay. Running my hand, you just tell me when or now.
No.
This is 2. The 2 is all about collaboration. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my iPad so that we can see the cards.
But we can't hear you, Kathy. Kathy, we can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was moving the iPad, I kept hitting the mute. So, okay, so let's do this reading for the card. Let's take this deep dive. The first card is the 11. Put this down. Is the 11. The 11 is all about the mastery level. It's like going from the God sphere into the moving up into the master teacher level. It's like you're taking yourself up. And then the 33 for your reflection right now is like, as we're moving into March and the We Rise movement, it's like you guys are just, you just are going to embody the frequencies. Before we move on, I'd like to see if anybody has a reflection on the 11 and 33. Joshua.
Yeah, that just lit me up when that came through, because those are definitely a sequence that has followed me over the years. So for me to be in the group today and have that as a foundation is just such a blessing.
Thank you, Joshua. So now we're going to move to the reflection, and we've got the 18, which is the embodiment level of the 9, which is God reflecting God. And so you're in that high state, you're holding that, the reflection is coming in. And then we got the 15, which is all of, I look at the 15, which is the 6, which is soul family, as upgrading our DNA and blood are being raised to hold the frequency for ourselves, for our family, for our community. And it just expands out. And that 6 is just, we're healing the blood, the whole bloodlines of duality, moving it into unity. That's kind of what I see the reflection of the 11 and 33. Does anybody else want to expound on the 18 and 15, which is the 9 and the 6?
Yeah.
Gabrielle.
Thanks. I feel like what's coming through over and over again time a little deeper, the broadness or the width of the connection or the level of, frequency. Sometimes it looks like that, but for me at the moment, it feels like we're also going like that. But with an infinite sort of, it's open, and I feel that it's amazing how we're reflecting this. We're in the 9, but also in the community of that, we're just expanding.
I agree. I could just see it open-ended, just expanding out now. As much as we can hold that frequency is going to be, it's just going to expand and it'll hold you so lovingly and so beautifully. Now we're going to go down to, what does the divine want us to know today? And the first card we got is the 26. And the 26 is all about holding those particles to where you have to be able to hold the particle before it can go into probability and into manifestation. It's like the 26. It's like that swirling around us into this total loving space. And this is the mastery level of the 8. And what is reflecting on that is the 12. The 12 is the embodiment level of the 3. And that's that whole being able to hold that expression in frequency instead of programming. It's like it's being held. Divine is inviting us into moving out of our programming and moving up into this frequency. And then it comes from all areas. It comes from the north, south, the east, and the west to support you. Is there anybody that wants to reflect on the 26 and the 12?
I just thought that's the spiritual practice. The more we practice and playing and holding, it's going to get easier, and we got this.
Yeah, I agree. And we have to, any muscle that you're going to develop, you have to work it. You're not, it's just like you work the muscle, it gets stronger, whether it's your core, whether it's your spiritual practice. And that's what the 26 and the 12 are inviting us into. And so let's go into the working with the divine, collaboration with the divine. And the first card we picked was this 7. And the 7, if you look at the 7, there are triangles that are coming together. And it's like the 7 can be either one of 2 ways. It can be a loop, or it can be your spiritual practice where you can't be, your foundation is so strong that you have that and it's just exuding from you. And then the card that is supporting that and reflecting on that is the 6. The 6 is all about honing the family, the soul family. What is working for you and what is not. You might be called upon to let old connections go, and to be able to make room for these new connections that are coming in. Does anybody want to reflect on the 7 and the 6?
Just that I can really see that happening. It's like, that's been happening for me for several months, and it's like, it just continues to roll. But just the new is coming in, but the old is definitely leaving.
I agree with you on that. Now we're going to go to the particles of possibility. The first card we chose was the 16, and it's the embodiment level of the 7. And so it's further honing your unique gifts into that way shower and spiritual teacher that you are. You're just, and if you let go of the resistance and move out of your programming, you're going to go right up into frequency, which is going to support you 100%. And then the second card we got to reflect on the 16 is a 27. That is the 9. This is the mastery level of God, reflecting God. It's like I'm feeling on this call that everybody is ready to step in to your mastery. And that's what is being called upon. It's like, here it is. Embrace it. And you could do whatever you want with it. Is there anybody that wants to just reflect on, we got the 16 and the 27. Okay, Yvonne.
It feels like the divine is supporting us. I know the divine always has been supporting us, but just recently I've noticed just stronger energies coming in. And
Yeah,
being,
I've been feeling them too, Yvonne.
yeah, it's like my head is like, zzz. It's kind of fun. But and I notice the more I surrender and just step out of my way, the more the energy comes in. And I even had somebody in yesterday, I think he was 15. And just through his, I'm still trying to figure it out a little bit because I'm not sure what the message quite is, but his reflection, he brought something in for me. And I'm still processing whatever it was, but it was a really cool exchange because we didn't talk. It was just all through frequency. So things are definitely shifting.
Thank you. And then the last 2 cards we have are the 31, which is the 4, and then the 2. And what that tells me is that our new frequency pattern that we're creating is this place of strong foundation, because we got the 31, which is the mastery level of 4. And then we have the 2, which is that, to me, this 2 is about our being poured into by the divine. It's just like it's that collaboration with the divine. And as we're listening to the divine, the frequencies coming in is that then you're going to be at the right place at the right time, creating the miracle frequency pattern. It's flow. You might hear a song. You might hear overhear a conversation where there's just one word in that conversation that you needed to hear. You might just go into a grocery store and smile at somebody that is maybe having an off day, and your smile just brings them up to a new level. That's what I'm seeing this too as. I'm going to ask you guys what I'm going to pull this up so you can see me.
If I could just add a reflection to what you just said, I feel the need to share.
Okay.
I was driving down the street and there was a homeless person who was begging for money, and I was just driving past him, but there was something about, I just connected to his eyes and smiled at him, and I could see that he just wanted to be noticed by and it was like the divine was looking at him through me. And so what you just said was just so beautiful, and I wanted to share that.
And funny you're saying that, Leanne, because the words that came through for me were the eye of God. So if you look at the card of the 31 and you've got the center there, and it's like we are in the eye of God, or we're in the God particle. And then in the 2 card, it too looks like an eye. And then the gentleness of the colors in both cards, but the power behind being in the eye of God, or being the eye of God, or something.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, so we're just going to recap the reading, and I'm just going to go through and just create the number, because what this is doing is creating this frequency pattern for the month of March. And so what our reflection is right now is the 11 and the 33. And that is going to be working. It's creating the strong foundation of I'm seeing the harmonics being built. Then we move into the 8 and the 15, which is the 9 and the 6, the embodiment. This is going to be the embodiment level. And as that embodiment's coming in, that container is being built stronger and stronger as we're moving around this journey. Then we go to the 26 and the 12. So you've got the mastery level of the 26, which is the 8. And then you have the embodiment level of the 12. So it's like all of the particles are swirling around us, creating this vortex. And so with the 12, which is the 3, you're going to move up into the 4th and 5th levels of consciousness and really tap in to whatever your beautiful gift is that you have to share. That's what the divine is saying. I'm here for you. We got this. Then we move over here into the collaborating with the divine. This is like bringing those frequencies together. You've got the 7, which is what the divine is asking you to do, is to bring your beautiful gifts onto the platform. It's like every single one of us are a part of the whole. We are each our own individual snowflake, but each of us has something beautiful to bring, holding in the 4th and 5th levels of consciousness. Then we got the 6. This is that call to pare down your life. It's like really bring in those that soul family that supports you 100%. If you're in resistance and have somebody in your life that isn't supporting you, you just release them into a beautiful frequency where they can find their level. Then we're moving over here into the 16. I look at that 16 with that splash of color in the 7. So it is the embodiment level of finding your unique frequency. And then what's reflecting on that card in the particles of possibility is that 27. This is the 9. We're coming to this new place in our lives with grace and ease. And that 2 and that 7 is like collaborating with the divine, and the 7, becoming a master teacher. It's like, and holding very closely what you believe. It's like nobody can move you off your spiritual discipline. And then we go to the 31 and the 2. You've got the 4. The 31 is the mastery level of the floor. We are right now, this first 3 months of the year, we've been building this very strong frequency. We rise up to that place where we are going to be supported with everything. We're going to have abundance. We're going to have, it's just like when you hold that frequency and just circulate it around, it's just like you create this space of beauty in your life. And these are the last 2 frequencies of this harmonics that's been created for March. And the 2 is about your collaboration with your soul family, but it's also a collaboration with the divine. It's like we just created this frequency pattern for the month of March. And I thank you for being here to create this beautiful synergy and harmonics. And I'm going to ask you guys if there's any last minute sharings that you might do. We got about 5 minutes. So the forum is open here for anybody that wants to reflect and speak.
What
Okay,
do you do?
Gabriella.
You sometimes do such lovely little processes with the reading. Would you be happy to do that?
Yes, an activation. I will. So let's set the sins for March and as we grow. So we're just going to take a deep breath. We're going to just put our hands on our heart. We're going to sink into that high heart space where we just are free to breathe. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. And as our breath traces over the top of our head. We're going to feel it go past that zill point, and that zill point and the spinal fluid is being raised. It's being raised up from programming into frequency. We're creating this beautiful frequency, and now we're going to take in that second breath. We're going to actually trace it over the brain, and we're going to see that endocrine system just light up. It's going to light up and just absorb and expand what you're feeling with the reading we just did. We're going to see it go over the top of our trace, over the top of our head, down the spinal, and we're going to raise that spinal fluid up to an even higher level. When we take this third breath, we're going to actually trace it down up to the universal master cell, where we're going to just going to take this frequency harmonics, and we're just going to set it in. So this, taking the third breath, we're going to take that third breath and we're going to just trace it over the top of our head, and we're going to stop right here at the zill point, because that zill point is holds its own consciousness. So we're going to take a little extra time to just see that frequency raising. It's just raising up, and just from that zill point, we're going to move that right into the universal cell. And we're going to trace it down the spine, bringing the spinal fluid up. And now we're going to imagine right in the center of your head, we're going to see the universal master cell. And we're going to see this beautiful coded reading just set in for all of us as we're going through the month of March. We're going to see anytime that you need support and moving into this beautiful frequency. It's just tap into it, because it's right there, because you were here. So we're going to see it sequence and download into every cell and molecule of our being. And we're seeing that frequency rise. And we're going to bring in the hydrogen atom. And we're bringing in the ion grid, so that those ions can just support you. You know how the ions are when you're walking along the beach and you're just feeling that beautiful light and frequency. That's what we're going to see with this code as it sequences and downloads. We're going to see that ion grid just supporting all of your beingness. And so we lock it in. We say, thank you. I love you. It is done. So it looks like we're at a little, almost 1 minute. So thank you so much for being here. I love working with all of you guys and creating these harmonics. Thank you very much. And we will see you next month for the month of April, which will be spring. So
Thank you, Kathy.
we will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.